It's your girl DAD. Welcome back to the Color Show, Season 2, Episode 2. We got T Walker here.
Appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, tell them where they can find you, on social media and on streaming platforms.
T Walker NC on everything from Snapchat to Cat Chef and everything in between. On Spotify, Apple, Tidal, Dystopia. It's T Walker. The website is heavyenergyuniversity.com. You know what I mean? Tap in with me.
Yeah, okay. So, most importantly, you make music, but you also have other things that you do, like water, alkaline water. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, that black on water from black on land. You might as well get it from the black man.
Yeah.
But nah, it's
Or what?
Or woman.
Yeah, okay.
Tell me that.
Yeah, tell them.
But yeah, we with our Soul Society is our nonprofit organization, Soul Support Opportunity Unity Leadership. And we have been on this thing about like, how to rebuild our community or different resources our community would need. We were just looking for like different farmland, places where we can like learn how to be self-sustaining, and came across a brother, indigenous family owned property that had a water source. I mean, not only a water source, a natural water source, it's on a crystal mineral based body of land. So the minerals in the water is 100% natural, pH balanced naturally as well. So we call it live because it's coming from a living source. So being able to have this source is a whole other thing. It's beyond music. You get to supply the world, with a different vibration if they want. Yeah.
In itself. I like that. I like that. Especially coming from, indigenous background. But okay, can you tell me what inspired you to make music?
I mean, I grew up creating. I sang in the church choir. I was in the band, from middle school to high school. I was surrounded by lyricists. Um, that presence is in my blood. I got pastors and all of that, you know what I mean, in my lineage. So all of that, just came full circle, you know what I mean, into why I rap and why I rap about what I rap about and the type of energy, that comes with it. So yeah, music just flowed naturally.
Okay, energy. Mm-hmm. A lot of energy. You like the energy is important to you, right?
Energy is definitely very important to me. I didn't know how important it was to me until I started paying attention to the energy that I was giving out, or energy that I was receiving from people, or how you can create a specific type of energy in a space. Shit like that, like help you recognize like, okay, this thing is really important and I need to be mindful and or intentional, about the energy I bring, you know what I mean, and the energy that I wish to receive. Yeah, that helps you point out the bad and the good for things. Yeah. I mean, it helps you make a space what you want to make it, right? You know what I mean? You can go into somewhere with some fucked up energy, some bad energy, and that shit can rub off on everybody and create a fucked up vibe, a vibe that's unnecessary. Or you can go in there and brighten up a space. Right. I mean, and that's important, you know what I mean, for the people that's serving our food, for the people that's educating our children, for the people that entertain us, for the person that's selling us our shoes. All that shit is key because I mean it's a transference. Right. Current currency, money, energy. It's an exchange. When you do it, the reasons why you get money, the reasons why you chase it, or how you collect it, all that shit is important when it comes to energy. You know what I mean? So, energy is very important to me. That's why my company is called Heavy Energy. I like that. Heavy energy. Everything's got a connection to it. For sure that it's got to. You know what I mean? What's the purpose? Of doing something without connectivity. I think we just too willy nilly out here in some cases. Like, the freedom that we have to be able to like create or do whatever it is that we want to do is beautiful. But then sometimes we gotta figure out our own structures to make sure that like our connectivity and our purpose and our intention is all in place and in alignment.
For sure, for sure. Hey man, again, it's your boy Dave Lamar. This is The Color Show. I got a few things I do want to mention and topic on when it comes to certain things you do within the community. You know what I'm saying? As you know, we got the Black Alkaline, black owned business right here doing that thing. Um, I like how y'all put an addition to it with a festival. Tell me
Mhm.
about the festival.
Yeah, so the first year, first year they asked me to do a festival. And me, I think big with everything.
Yeah.
So like, it wasn't gonna be like just a community day where everybody came out. I'm like, all right, fuck it. I know artists, you know what I mean, that I'm connected
Mhm.
to. I can book some dope vendors. I can make this a real experience. I'm all about creating experiences. I feel like events happen, experience lasts.
Okay.
So I was like, how can I make this an experience? And I basically had a concert and I had 40 vendors and one food vendor, you know what I mean? And she got off, you know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
we could have expanded that a little bit more.
Yeah.
So the second year, we wanted to turn it up a lot more, make it bigger, did it out on the land, but we want to celebrate health and wellness through the arts because art is one of our greatest vehicles. Hip hop is the number one export of America.
Mm.
Outside of water, outside of anything that's being sold, hip hop is that. You know what I mean? That's our culture, that's our music and everything. So I was like, I'm a hip hop artist, I'm a rapper, I'm a
Yeah.
poet,
Yeah.
I'm an artist. I'm connected to them. So like what other way to be able to celebrate health and wellness and influence people, you know what I mean, to eat better, think better,
right.
whatever the case
That's
may
right.
be. So we did a whole festival, surrounding that, creating that energy with a specific type of, food that would be there, specific type of vendors.
Yeah.
When you curate, that's your opportunity to really create that experience that you want.
Okay.
So we created that.
Okay.
We got the third one coming up
I
in
like
August.
that shit. I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
it's up.
I like how we use the word curate too.
Yeah.
Because that gives me a perfect segue to we got an opportunity to go to a gallery in High Point,
Mhm.
and we got to see a lot of good new artists that I have never heard of. You know what I'm saying, in different cities are surrounding the Triad.
Mhm.
And tell me about that event right there.
So Soliloquies is a experience that I came up with about 3-4 years ago. Um, and what it is so essentially we are highlighting historical and legendary figures,
Okay.
in our lives and our communities. And I wanted people to think outside of the ones that are famous that we may know, like a Maya Angelou or Fred Hampton.
Right.
Who in your community influenced you? Is there a dentist that is the reason why you a dentist, or that your brother's a dentist? Is there
Yeah.
a janitor? Is there a rapper? Is there somebody from your area in your proximity that that influenced you? Let's highlight them as well because again, Soul Society is our nonprofit. So Soliloquies, I wanted to keep that soul, but it's stories of underground legends. So I also wanted to combine all the arts. So
Okay.
it's visual art with QR codes linked to poems, songs, and stories. So it's an immersive experience that in the pandemic people were able to be spaced out,
Okay.
with their headphones on, scanning the QR
Yeah.
codes
Yeah.
and shit like that. And it all started from an album title. It was supposed to be an album, but I turned it into an art exhibit.
Dang, I had a bigger plan for you overall.
For sure.
Okay. I know we got a spot where you have a nice fire going. You know what I'm saying? What we call that?
Fire for Therapy.
Fire for Therapy, man. How often you do that?
We do it every second Saturday of the month.
Okay.
Invite people out. Come bonfire. You know what I mean? Come get you some therapy. Throw some shit in the fire.
Yeah.
Do some yoga. Open mic. Perform around the fire. Yeah, it's a vibe.
I like that.
Yeah, that whole thing is
I
been
like
an
that.
experience.
I like that right there.
Something we was able to bring to the people that was different. I like to share, different things that I have, whether it be platforms or whatever.
Mm.
So after the Alkaline Festival last year, me and a few people spent a lot of time around that fire. And then as some of those people went in different directions, I spent a lot more time out there by that fire. You know what I mean? Sometimes by myself, sometimes me and just a few people. But everybody like in their own space doing their thing. And I took a couple poems and things that I had written that I had shared, turned it into a book.
Okay.
Fire for Therapy, that's what I called it.
Yeah.
And Raz, who is the chef out there at the restaurant, she wanted to do something at the restaurant, and create something. I was like, well, shit, I'm getting ready to go on the Fire for Therapy tour. I'm gonna just we gonna invite a bunch of people out here. You know what I mean, to this bonfire. this how we gonna kick the tour off.
Yeah.
And we was like, you know what? We about to do this every second Saturday of the month.
Shout out Raz for that, man. She
Yeah.
working out here in the background doing good shit. Like,
Yeah, nah, the shit was live because I mean it's just now warming up.
that's
So we
bad.
had people out there in 30, 40 degree weather.
It's gonna be big now. Even bigger.
Like,
Damn.
you know, so we got some big plans for it, you know, that we've been building on
Okay.
and chopping back and forth, you know, about, you know, so
Okay.
yeah.
What's your favorite verse that you
Favorite-
ever spit? And if so, like why? And if you can recite that for us, you know what I'm saying?
I got fire and desire. I got pain and I got passion. I got lighters and I got matches. I got an energy that's worth matching. I seen life and I seen death. Seen a baby's first steps. Seen a mama lose her baby and that effect upon her health. I know some killers fearing karma. Forced to flee like Dalai Lama. I had to deal with all my trauma. I think that shit made me much calmer. But I got moods that's alarming. I'm a lover and a charmer. I'm daily chasing peace. I used to sometimes feel haunted. You see, my mother and my father created me out of love. There's some stories in my life that may never be told. I got dreams that can't be sold. I need bread that doesn't mold. I got a speech so bold. I got gold in my soul. I might gold out my bottoms. I'ma always keep it blunt. I hate repeating myself, so I'ma say this shit once. If you ever got a problem, better say it to my front, because if you speak behind my back, you feel the opposite of my love. Trust. That's the intro verse to my For the Record album that I
Okay.
recorded, you know, during the pandemic. On that song, what I love about that verse is I recorded those verses and it was a specific energy that I was trying to like give off in there. There was some Nipsey,
Yeah.
you know,
prolific
inspiration.
shit.
There
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like that beat was some shit that like Rick Ross would have picked out. So it was certain types of energy that I had in mind on top of my own energy.
Okay.
And then I finished the song, sent it to my dad, and I found some of his vocals of him preaching
Yeah.
and put it on the song and brought that shit full circle.
Fire.
And like, yeah, the name of that song is called Vision.
Okay. You know, with your music is very diverse and you can, you know what I mean, play around with different bubbles or whatnot. With that being said, what is something about your music that would attract another person? Like if they were to hear your song for the first time, what would want them to continue, you know, listen to? What is something about you and your sound and what you do?
I think my voice is one of those things,
Okay.
you know, and I'm very strategic and intentional, you know, about how I use it.
Okay.
You know, I think that's one of those things because the lyrics gonna be fire, you know, and there's so many different things that I put in there, you know, as far as being a storyteller, being an educator, but also just being a real person who's experienced real shit.
Yeah.
You know, so combining all those things, I think people can hear the words and automatically it resonates.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't gonna
feel
say
it.
automatically, but you know, in most cases it does resonate with people. But vocal tone and being able to do different shit with my voice, I think that's one of those things that keep people returning because it brings everything full circle.
Yeah. So what's next? What we got upcoming? What's soon to drop? What you got soon
as far
in the
as
works? Music, shows.
So with shit, me being a fire sign, you know, and it being Aries season,
Yeah.
you know, I'm gonna drop some real fire shit,
Okay.
you know, for the season.
Okay.
I am working on another art exhibition.
Okay.
Every second Saturday is the Fire for Therapy.
Yeah.
Every third Saturday, the Heart Gallery. Every third Sunday, the Soul Sessions.
Yeah.
But the major thing, we got the We Are the Gold campaign coming up where we're gonna be giving away 2,000 gallons of live alkaline water. Instead of just talking about the problems, man, like we really focus on solutions.
Absolutely.
So like it's like, all right, it's fucked up water in the city. Like, man, and somebody does need to do this, get on the city's ass about changing shit.
Yeah.
But I also know that that's gonna take more time to do than to be able to give some people something right now that they can have. So if I can give you, you know what I mean, this water to drink, we can also attack this issue while at least making one step towards the solution.
Yeah,
You know, so our goal is to give away 2,000 gallons.
man, that's dope.
And keep that consistent, you know, through us being able to have that resource to be able to give to people, and then other people, you know what I mean, contributing, you know what I mean, through
Yeah.
donation, through coming out there and passing out water with us. Like, we literally was in neighborhood, we knock on doors, need some water,
Yeah,
you know, and educate people on what's happening, what we talking about.
okay.
And in a lot of cases, people know that the water fucked up, or we dealing with a lot of sickness and disease or dis-ease in our communities, that like people are getting hip to specific types of water that they doctors are encouraging them to drink.
Yeah,
So we approaching people with already a solution to something that they know they need. They ain't gotta pay for it. They getting it directly from us.
man, that's
They can buy it too,
yeah.
but we do want to give it away. You know,
Nah, that's big.
You know, to those in need. We don't want finances to be a hindrance.
Right.
So like, we just here, you know what I mean, to use that. And the Alkaline Festival is gonna be one of the festivals in North Carolina.
Yeah,
Ain't no Alkaline Festival anywhere in the country.
that's a fact.
You know, so we got the Alkaline Festival. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Which is why it's called the Alkaline Festival, not the blah 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 Alkaline Festival. No,
Yeah.
it's the
That's the
Alkaline
only
Festival.
one.
It's the only
Yeah.
one that exists. People can do it wherever, however they want to. After this, our intention is to be able to expand and take it to other places. This shit might pop up in Philly,
Yeah.
might pop up in Portland.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, these are some places on my list for sure. But yeah, we get to do something magical, you know what I'm saying, here.
I
You
like
know, at
that.
home, Dreamville, you know what I mean, and then the Alkaline Festival. You know, we
Yeah.
out here. We
Yeah,
active.
I
So,
like that.
yeah, for sure.
Hey, man, that's big, man. Honestly, man, this is probably one of my favorite episodes. You know what I'm saying? I do appreciate you coming through to the
No
Color
doubt
Show,
about
man.
it. I appreciate
Real
you
talk,
having me.
man.
No doubt about it.
Appreciate that. Hey, this is another episode of the Color Show Check In. We got a lot more to come for season 2.